We're still learning new things about the 3.0 update that is coming to Animal Crossing New Horizons this January. And although it's 5 years later at this point, I'm happy to say that Nintendo has been listening to us, and they're adding in some of the most requested features and quality of life updates that we've been asking for so long. We're going to be checking out another new one that was just discovered and not mentioned at all anywhere in the trailer, as well as taking a look at some of the others they're adding too. So leave a like on the video if you're excited, and let's jump straight into this. Now, of course, the talk of the town at the moment is the fact we're getting bulk crafting within the 3.0 update. But you all know about that at this point. Even though Nintendo didn't actually mention it, we know that it is coming because we saw it being used within the trailer. They sneakily had it in there. However, there is another highly requested crafting feature which is also being added, and they sneakily confirmed it over on the official eShop page for Animal Crossing New Horizons update. Over on the official page, they mentioned you can now craft items in batches, aka bulk crafting, pulling materials directly from your storage. So that's right, now when you craft, not only will you be able to do bulk crafting on any item anywhere around your island, you will be able to pull the items from your storage. You'll no longer have to have all of them in your inventory to be able to craft. This is such a simple thing, and I do think it should have been here years ago, but it is better late than never, and it's going to make crafting and decorating feel so much more fun in New Horizons, which is fantastic news. I know that in my audience there's a good portion of you who don't enjoy crafting that much, so hopefully this should improve the experience for you quite a lot, as these are definitely some of the most requested improvements. I also do want to address, I've had a few people ask in my comment section whether you'll be able to do bulk crafting anywhere at any time, or if it is just for the little cap and request where you ship off items to get those tokens. And the answer is you will be able to bulk craft anywhere on your island at any time you want. It isn't tied to a specific part of the game. You can just bulk craft now. It's an upgrade they're adding in. For example, in the trailer, we can see the player doing this on a random part of their island. It is probably true that they finally decided to add this in because of the fact that Cap'n wants multiples of some items, but that doesn't mean that it's just locked to items that he wants you to craft for that specific day and send off. It's a feature you can enjoy anywhere around your island. Whether you want to craft indoors, at resident services, outside, you name it, you'll be able to bulk craft now, and of course that applies to things like fish bait and such, which is going to be so useful. We can see as well they've added a little section in the crafting menu so you can see how many of the items that you need to ship off are required for those tasks. So you won't have to go back and forth between that board to find out what you need. You can easily see how many are required, and then in the top corner, like usual, you can see how many you've got in your storage or in your pockets. And that is incredibly useful. So yeah, it's fantastic that Nintendo has finally listened and added these in. It feels like it's something they really didn't want to, but they finally caved and given us some of the best quality of life updates that we have been asking for probably since day one. I've been playing the game since launch, obviously, and covering it even before it launched, and I can remember people talking about bulk crafting and getting their materials from their inventory for so long. So it's so fantastic that we are finally getting it. Of course though, there are more heavily requested features which are finally making it into the game after us asking for so many years. Resetti was a good example of this in a very specific way. Now, one of the absolute biggest complaints that I've seen from Animal Crossing players, especially when they leave their island for a little while, is that flowers can absolutely take over and cover their island, making it so difficult to get rid of them. In fact, I know this has caused a lot of people to lose motivation and just give up basically, which I know might sound a little dramatic, but trust me, if you've ever had those flowers covering your entire island and you had to dig them up one by one, you'll know how painful it can be. Well, Resetti fixes that completely. Whilst you will have to kind of go from one section at a time with him, of course, it is so much better than the alternative where you had to dig them up one after another. You couldn't run over them like you could back in Animal Crossing New Leaf, which would have saved a ton of time, so it was incredibly tedious in New Horizons, and now they've pretty much completely fixed that with the inclusion of Resetti. I know a lot of people are focusing on the fact that now you'll be able to put trees and bushes and such in your inventory, which is great, and we have been requesting that for actually years now, but the fact that flowers can go in there and be taken away so quickly is a complete lifesaver to me. There are honestly so many parts of my island that I absolutely hate now, and I really can't wait to clear them out with Resetti. I've seen some people preparing their island by clearing things out beforehand, but I'm gonna wait because I really want to enjoy this new feature as much as possible and actually have things for him to do. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think this is one of the best quality of life features they could have added in terms of decorating. Collectively as a player base, it's probably going to save us thousands and thousands of gameplay hours that just weren't very fun when it comes to cleanup, so I'm very, very excited for this. Now, it does make you wonder what else Nintendo might be hiding in terms of highly requested features and quality of life updates. I don't think it'll be anything too massive in terms of new content, but I think it is very likely there will be more quality of life. One that I've seen highly requested in my comment section is the ability to get more custom design slots, and I definitely think that is something they will address within this update. In fact, I'd be incredibly surprised if they didn't, given the fact they have allowed us to expand our storage. I know a lot of people want to be able to have more custom designs, and I think they did expand it from how the game launched originally in updates, so I can definitely see them doing that again, and that'll be a lifesaver for players who use a lot of custom designs around their island. If you do remember the 2.0 update, then you'll know that Nintendo hid a lot of really cool things in there as nice little surprises for players, so I think there's probably going to be a lot more of that for us to discover in the coming weeks and months, and of course when the update actually drops, I'm really excited to see what other quality of life upgrades they've got planned. I know decorating isn't for everyone, so crafting improvements and decorating improvements might not be your favorite thing, but just the fact that the game can continue to get better in 2026 is fantastic to me, and given crafting is kind of a mandatory part of the game to progress, the fact that they're adding in these features where you can bulk craft and get the materials directly from your storage is going to just make that experience so much more enjoyable. So I'm really glad we've learned about this, and I'll be making sure to keep you on top of any other Animal Crossing 3.0 update news that we get, as they seem to be releasing more and more. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below. What are some of your favorite improvements in terms of decorating and crafting and such, and what others do you hope they add before the update drops? If you made it to the end, be sure to comment Bob's Gang so I know you did. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications for more.